Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a high-stakes problem that you might actually be facing every single time you step out your front door. Premature skin aging. But listen, we aren't talking about the usual suspects here, like just getting older or spending way too much time in the sun. We're uncovering a silent, microscopic threat that is fundamentally altering your skin's biology right now. Okay, let's dive into this medical detective story and find out what's really going on.
Think about this for a second. Over 4.4 billion people worldwide live in urban areas today. If you're one of them, well, the air you're breathing is secretly shaping the skin you see in the mirror. It's a massive global reality. And honestly, it means that understanding exactly what city air does to our skin, it's no longer luxury. It is an absolutely essential part of effective anti-aging care.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll explore the urban skin mystery, meet your exposome, dig into how pollution damages the skin, check out the terrifying pollution UV synergy, and finally, build your ultimate anti-pollution shield.
Section 1. The Urban Skin Mystery. City versus rural aging. So, why exactly does city skin age so much faster than rural skin, completely independent of genetics, lifestyle, or even sun exposure?
And this brilliantly illustrates the divide. Multiple massive epidemiological studies have tracked this biological mystery. Take the Cilialia cohort in Germany, for example. They found that women living near major roads had significantly deeper nasolabial folds and far more dark spots than rural women. We see the exact same thing in Chinese urban-rural comparisons. Industrial city women showed accelerated aging at literally every single age bracket. And in Mexico City, which is one of the world's most polluted cities, women face significantly more pigmentation disorders and premature wrinkling than those in cleaner Mexican cities.
Let's quantify just how severe this actually is. That German Cilia cohort found something absolutely shocking. Just a tiny 10 micrograms per cubic meter increase in your exposure to nitrogen dioxide, which by the way is almost nothing, jumps the formation of lentigines, those stubborn dark spots on your cheeks, by a staggering 25%. And remember that it's completely independent of UV exposure. No way, right?
Let's move into Section 2. Meet your exposome, the invisible culprits. It's time to unmask the villains driving this rapid aging.
The exposome is a cutting-edge term gaining massive traction in dermatology right now. Simply put, it refers to the totality of environmental exposures that influence your health over a lifetime. And the harsh truth is, an urban dweller's exposome is vastly more aggressive than a rural one's. We're talking about a highly complex, super reactive mixture of chemicals and particles that you just walk through every single day.
Let's break down this cheat sheet of invisible invaders. Now, what's really interesting about this is how specific these attackers are. First, we have particulate matter, PM2.5 and PM10, coming from exhaust and industry. These are so incredibly tiny, they penetrate right into your hair follicles, generating reactive oxygen species and actually degrading your collagen. Then there's NO2 from vehicles, which directly drives uneven pigmentation. We also have ground-level ozone, or O3. Formed when sunlight hits emissions, this literally depletes your skin's natural antioxidant reserves. Finally, PAHs from combustion byproducts trigger massive, deep-seated inflammation.
Section 3. How pollution damages skin, the biological pathways. We know who the culprits are now, but how exactly do these pollutants break down our cellular defenses?
The mechanistic evidence points to a massive multi-front assault. First up, oxidative stress. Pollution generates reactive oxygen species that completely overwhelm the skin's natural defenses. Second, high baseline inflammation. Even without a clinical skin condition, urban skin just shows higher levels of inflammatory cytokines across the board. Third, these pollutants physically compromise your skin barrier, reducing crucial lipids and increasing water loss. And fourth, they disrupt your skin microbiome, tanking microbial diversity, which is a pattern heavily associated with accelerated aging.
I really want you to take a second and let this powerful reality sink in. The air you breathe shapes the skin you see in the mirror. This isn't just some vague environmental concern out there in the world. Chronic urban pollution is an intimate, daily, physical assault on the very structural integrity of your face.
Section 4. The pollution UV synergy, a terrifying multiplier. All right, here's the real plot twist in our detective story. Our villain, it doesn't work alone. It actually teams up with a known enemy.
Pollution and UV radiation do not merely add their effects, they multiply them. So the crucial point is that living in a sunny, polluted city, places like Los Angeles, Delhi, Sao Paulo, or Cairo, creates a compounded aging burden that far, far exceeds the sum of its parts. It's a terrifying multiplier effect.
Let's look at the actual mechanics of how sun and smog synergize to drain your skin's defenses. When UV radiation hits the pollutant compounds just sitting on your skin, it activates them, totally amplifying their oxidative damage. At the exact same time, because pollution has already depleted your skin's antioxidant reserves, like your vitamin C and E, your skin is left completely defenseless against the sun. Even worse, those microscopic PM2.5 particles can absorb UV radiation and re-emit it as localized oxidative energy deep down within your dermis. It's like a tiny toxic battery.
Section 5. Your anti-pollution shield. Science-backed defense. Okay, enough dread. Let's pivot to empowerment. Here are the exact, science-backed, actionable tools you need to build your daily armor.
Your absolute frontline defense is the antioxidant shield. Because pollution attacks via multiple pathways, you've got to use a multi-antioxidant approach. The gold standard, the most heavily studied and validated system out there, is the combination of vitamin C, vitamin E, and ferulic acid. Vitamin C neutralizes the oxidative stress, vitamin E protects the lipid layers, and ferulic acid acts as the glue that stabilizes the whole formula. Throw in 5% niacinamide to stop that pollution-induced pigmentation and a little resveratrol, and you have an incredibly potent defense system.
But listen, antioxidants alone aren't enough. You literally have to reinforce the wall. A strong, intact physical barrier is your primary defense against those tiny particles infiltrating your skin. You want ceramide-rich moisturizers to maintain your lipid matrix and film-forming ingredients, like dimethicone, to create a physical layer that stops pollutants from ever depositing on your skin in the first place. And this is absolutely crucial. Avoid harsh, barrier-disrupting cleansers. They basically open the gates for these microscopic invaders.
Speaking of cleansers, let's talk about what is probably the single most critical step in an urban anti-aging routine, the evening cleanse. You simply cannot leave urban accumulation on your skin overnight, or that inflammation will just continue to burn while you sleep. You need a thorough double cleanse. First, go in with an oil-based cleanser or micellar water to physically dissolve the pollution particles that are stubbornly bound to your sebum and sunscreen. Second, follow up with a gentle water-based cleanser to wash all that remaining residue right down the drain.
Let's move to the morning and see how this builds into your perfect armor before you go out and face the urban exposome. Step 1, a very gentle cleanse. Step 2, your vitamin C, E, and ferulic acid serum goes on as your first active layer. Step 3, your niacinamide moisturizer, ideally packed with ceramides. And Step 4, a broad-spectrum SPF 50. But here's the pro tip for city dwellers. Use a tinted mineral sunscreen with iron oxides. Not only does it block UV rays, but it provides a physical film that drastically reduces how much pollutant actually deposits on your face. It's a real game changer.
Well, we've uncovered the mystery, mapped the damage, and built the ultimate defensive shield together. Now, the ball is in your court. What step will you add today to shield your skin from the urban exposome? Will it be the double cleanse, the CE ferulic serum, upgrading to a tinted mineral SPF? Pick just one, start building your armor, and take control of how your skin ages in the modern world. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay curious.